In 2016, the world gasped. Yahoo admitted to a massive data breach, the largest ever seen. Initially, they downplayed it. 1 billion accounts affected, they claimed. 2 years later, the truth emerged. 3 billion accounts. Every Yahoo user globally compromised. Imagine the shockwaves. This was about identities stolen, lives disrupted. It underlined a critical issue: the lack of transparency in data breaches. The Yahoo breach was a wake-up call. Our data is valuable, constantly under threat. The Yahoo breach wasn't just about Yahoo, it was about all of us. 3 billion. That's more than the entire population of India and China combined. That's the sheer scale of the Yahoo data breach. It's hard to even fathom a number so large. It's even harder to grasp the potential fallout. Initially, Yahoo admitted to 1 billion accounts being affected. This in itself was a staggering number, but the truth revealed later was far worse. 3 billion accounts. Everyone who had a Yahoo account at the time was impacted. This included email accounts, fantasy sports profiles, and even Flickr accounts. The breach was all-encompassing, leaving no Yahoo user untouched. It was a stark reminder of the interconnected nature of our digital lives. The sheer magnitude of the breach was unprecedented. It dwarfed all previous data breaches. It served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of our digital lives. The Yahoo breach wasn't just a company's failure, it was a global wake-up call. The Yahoo breach wasn't just about numbers. It was about the valuable data stolen. Hackers got their hands on a treasure trove of personal information. This included names, email addresses, and passwords, but it didn't stop there. They also accessed security questions and answers. This information is often used to reset passwords. In the wrong hands, it's a goldmine for identity theft. Imagine someone having your name, email, password, and security answers. They could potentially access your other online accounts. They could impersonate you, wreak havoc on your digital life. The Yahoo breach exposed the sensitive nature of our online data. It highlighted the need to protect it. It showed us that data breaches aren't just about inconvenience. They can have serious, long-lasting consequences. How did this massive breach happen? Yahoo's security systems were outdated. They were like a house with flimsy locks, an easy target for burglars. Hackers exploited these weaknesses, gaining access to Yahoo's servers. One major flaw was the lack of encryption. Passwords were stored in plain text. This meant hackers could easily read them. It was like leaving your house keys under the mat. Another issue was the use of outdated security practices. Yahoo hadn't implemented multi-factor authentication widely. This would have added an extra layer of security, making it harder for hackers to break in. The Yahoo breach was a lesson in cybersecurity negligence. It showed what happens when companies fail to prioritize user data protection. It underlined the importance of strong security measures in our increasingly digital world. Section 5. India under threat, a nation vulnerable. India, with its burgeoning internet user base, was particularly vulnerable to the Yahoo breach. Millions of Indians relied on Yahoo Mail. It was their primary mode of communication, both personal and professional. The breach exposed these users to significant risks. Their personal information, their communication history, all potentially compromised. This had implications for their online security, their privacy, their very identity. The breach also highlighted the need for greater awareness about cybersecurity in India. Many users were unaware of the risks associated with data breaches. They continued to use weak passwords, putting their data at risk. The Yahoo breach served as a wake-up call for India. It underscored the need for robust cybersecurity measures, both at the individual and national level. It highlighted the importance of educating users about online threats and empowering them to protect themselves. Section 6. Protecting your digital life, steps you can take. The Yahoo breach was a stark reminder. Our digital lives are vulnerable, but we're not powerless. We can take steps to protect ourselves. It starts with understanding the threats and adopting good security practices. First, strengthen your passwords. Use unique, strong passwords for each online account. Don't use easily guessable information like birthdays or pet names. A strong password is your first line of defense. Next, enable two-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security, making it harder for hackers to access your accounts. Even if someone steals your password, they'll need your phone or another device to get in. These are just the first steps. There's more we can do. We need to be vigilant, aware of the latest threats. We need to be proactive in protecting our digital lives, because in today's world, our online security is not optional, it's essential. Section 7. Knowledge is power, safeguarding your passwords. Let's talk passwords. They're the gatekeepers to our digital lives, yet we often treat them carelessly. We use weak, easily guessable passwords. We reuse the same password across multiple accounts. This is a recipe for disaster. A strong password is at least 12 characters long. It includes a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers and symbols. It's not a word from the dictionary or any personal information. It's unique to each account. Consider using a password manager. This tool securely stores all your passwords. You only need to remember one master password. This eliminates the need to write down passwords or use weak, easy-to-remember ones. Remember, a strong, unique password for each account is crucial. It's the first step towards protecting yourself from data breaches and identity theft. Don't underestimate the power of a strong password. Section 8, beyond passwords, two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, adds an extra layer of security. It goes beyond just your password. It requires something you have, like your phone, in addition to something you know, like your password. When you enable 2FA, you'll be asked to enter a code sent to your phone or email whenever you log in from a new device. This makes it much harder for hackers to access your account, even if they have your password. Most online services now offer 2FA. Enabling it is usually straightforward. Look for it in the security settings of your accounts. It might seem like a small step, but it can make a big difference in protecting your data. Two-factor authentication is a powerful tool in your cybersecurity arsenal. It significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access to your accounts. Enable it wherever possible and enjoy an extra layer of protection. Section 9. Vigilance is key spotting and reporting phishing. Phishing attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated. Hackers use deceptive emails, texts, or websites to trick you into revealing your personal information, like passwords or credit card details. Be wary of suspicious emails or messages. Look for telltale signs like grammatical errors, urgent requests for personal information, or links that don't match the sender's address. If something feels off, it probably is. Never click on links or download attachments from unknown senders. Hover over links to see the actual URL before clicking. If you're unsure about an email, contact the organization directly through their official website or phone number. Remember, vigilance is your best defense against phishing attacks. Be cautious, be aware, and think twice before clicking on anything suspicious. Protecting yourself from phishing is a crucial part of staying safe online. Section 10. A safer future, the quest for enhanced security. The Yahoo breach was a watershed moment. It exposed the vulnerabilities of our digital lives, but it also spurred a movement towards enhanced security. Companies and individuals alike started taking cybersecurity more seriously. Companies began investing heavily in cybersecurity infrastructure. They implemented stronger security protocols, encrypted data, and adopted multi-factor authentication. They realized that protecting user data wasn't just good practice, it was a good business. Governments also stepped up their efforts. They introduced stricter data protection laws, holding companies accountable for data breaches. They launched awareness campaigns, educating citizens about online threats and how to protect themselves. The quest for enhanced security is an ongoing journey. As technology evolves, so do the threats. We need to stay ahead of the curve, constantly adapting and improving our defenses. A safer digital future requires a collective effort, from individuals to corporations to governments. Section 11. Towards a secure tomorrow, a collective responsibility. The digital world is here to stay. It's woven into the fabric of our lives. But with this convenience comes responsibility. We need to be proactive in protecting ourselves and our data. Individuals must take ownership of their online security. Use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, be wary of phishing attacks, educate yourself about online threats. Companies need to prioritize user data protection, invest in robust cybersecurity infrastructure. Governments play a crucial role in shaping a secure digital landscape. Enact and enforce strong data protection laws, promote cybersecurity awareness among citizens, foster collaboration between industry stakeholders. A secure digital future requires a collective effort.